I want to thank you for what you do. No matter what the trolls say, you have taught me more than any magazine has. Thanks again.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing a great job, Ron. Keep it up.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing a great job, Ron. Keep it up.
Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Well, today we've got the last day of working on the CCK Water Street Appliance. I was hanging out with the wife in the living room last night, did a little bit of work on the kit. I'm sorry, I know I wanted to build this whole thing on live stream, but that doesn't always work out, does it? Hey Peter, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Finally chatting in the chat with me, huh? I should actually be finishing your kit. And actually, you know, your kit, you remember we were talking about the the roofing, the cement roofing panels on your engine house, and you know the little corrugated piece of paper that you find in a cookie box. It's got the really tight corrugation in it. It's very small and tight. That's what I'm going to use for the roof panels, I believe. And I'm going to paint them with my stone dust with lots of glue, which is going to, solidify those into like a cement panel, like a real cement panel. And then we're going to stain it up with some MIG paints mixed with a little bit of acrylic. So I've got a plan for it, and it's not that I'm procrastinating. It's just that I've got just a couple of things on the plate that are like. Been working with Ken Patterson this week behind the scenes on various little things, and those have all been a success. Tonight the podcast should be coming out. I attended Ken's podcast last night, or Saturday night, on Skype. Sick as a dog. Chance encounter. Aren't they all? Aussie cookies are sold in plastic, but I think I know what you mean. Stone dust sounds great. Yeah, you say that. You say don't rush because you're a kind individual. I know. These British colonies peoples, we're all too kind. But the thing is that I know that you are pretty pumped to see it in person, and that's my rush. That's my rush, because I one of the things that I try to do is put myself into another person's shoes. Like I'm on the spectrum, so I've been told I'm on the spectrum, so. You know, no eye contact. I got a little empathy for others. Well, since I've learned that, what I've been trying to do is be more empathetic and try to pay attention to these things. And, with everything I do, it's a little bit overboard. So I feel it a little too much, I guess. We got 2 viewers here. I'm going to go over to the desk. How's the music? Is it, can you even hear it? Before I move over, I want to know that. It doesn't matter if you can hear it or not. I just want to know what the level's at. Is it, like, almost equal to my voice, a third? I want it to be at about 3%. Good. That's perfect. You know, I just like to have something in the background to cut down on the white noise. Like, often what happens in studios, if you're not in a professional studio, you get a white noise that's it's uncontrollable. But if you add just a little bit of sound, it'll cut it all out. Number one. And number two, it keeps me so that I don't get bored at the desk, because all of a sudden I'll feel like I'm all by myself. I'll forget that I'm streaming. It'll be like, I don't want to stream no more. I want to go pick my nose. So yeah. You know what's funny is I watch Lawai and ADV China and oh, the other one. You're on candid camera. And I watch it every week to, you know, to find out about Chinese culture and stuff like that. Ever since we've met, I've been pretty geeked about this stuff. So you saying that makes me laugh. Like the recent one about jokes in China, how their humor is different, was hilarious. Actually, I need to get the sweat gifs to go off my head every now and then. Ding, ding. But yeah, let's go over to the channel. Let's go over to the desk, shall we? Now, the one thing I wish I had was some coffee, and I just noticed that I don't have any more. Dang it. And I'm missing a chair. Here, let me see the screen here. I got a desk light here that I like to put on, but I think it looks good. I don't need the light on. Okay. So today, once again, we're working on our CCK kit. I have been talking about changing this side steps. Well, actually, let's talk about what I've done over the weekend. So we put on the roof. The panels were custom cut because the way I had placed them onto this card, they didn't fit together. And the thing is with these Craftsman kits, sometimes you have to modify parts, and we did have a big gap, so I filled it up with glue, and I cut some thin paper out, used it as tar paper or a capping kind of thing. We painted it silver, and then we came back with some MIG pigments that I spread around with my finger. However, I noticed fingerprints all over the model, and you know, as time goes on, one thing I notice about modeling is that I notice a lot of things that other people don't notice. So we're gonna leave it as is for the moment. I also painted up the chimney a bit. No glue. No glue. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Did something nice for your wife, mother. I know I did something nice. I shaved off my beard. This glue I'm using here is it's Weld Bond. It's the same glue that's in this bottle. It's just got a really nice applicator to it that I've become quite fond of. Yeah, there was a big thread on the Modelers Guild Facebook group this weekend about glue. And, you know, there's a lot of really great glues out there for, you know, different applications and stuff. And sometimes it frustrates me to think that we have to go about using a different glue for every different thing. You know, we got gallery glass. It's about $6 a tube for not quite an ounce. We've got Eileen's tacky glue because it sticks real quickly. We got canopy glue. Glue's perfectly dry. It comes in a 1 ounce bottle. You know, it's like all these different glues. They work and they're great, but you know, are they a one-stop shop for all the things that you want to do? And that, my friends, is just not the case. I should have painted this whole board so that I could use it all. One thing I like to do when building a kit is try to make sure a couple of boards get left behind to get put in my toolbox, you know. So we've got this extra wide one that I'm going to try to put in the toolbox. So we're going to paint the rest of this board. Yeah, Cat. You're there. I'm here. We know you're there. It's all good. Oh man, sorry about that. I keep on forgetting about the mic. And it's down too low. I get a little breathy at times. Don't want to get you all worked up. Sorry. Hi. This is an offense-free zone. Don't get offended by any of my jokes. I'm Canadian, man. I'm a Canadian. We've got apology weaponry. I can apologize in 3 different languages. You know, overhang this backboard and cut it off after it's set. The weld bond will set up really quickly. Now back to my weld bond comment. So a gentleman was showing a yellow wood glue and talking about it being waterproof and all that jazz. And Weld bond's water resistant, but also I have built outdoor models, and the first outdoor model I built was made out of a yellow wood glue, and it fell apart in the rain, because that's what happens to yellow glue when it gets wet. It softens back up, and it's just not the best stuff for wood projects that are going to go outside. So weld bond is water resistant, and that person still has his models outdoors. Of course he maintains them. They get old. When you got an old wood kit like that, the wood grays up on you. The paint doesn't always preserve it forever. Hit the mic again, sorry. I'll hold this in here for a couple seconds. But the thing is that when you buy weld bond glue, it's available on Amazon, and it matches the qualities of Eileen's tacky. It matches the quality of gallery glass. It matches the quality of canopy glue. It matches the quality of tight bond 1, 2, or 3. It matches the quality of all these glues in a very cost-effective price, in a very suitable size. Like, I want to buy a glue bottle that's going to last me a couple of months, which, a couple of months for me is probably a year for you, So you buy canopy glue, you start using it on everything. You put glass, your wood, this and that. It's gone already, I think this little tube here was $3 or $4, whereas the canopy equivalent is like $7 or $8, and it's the same amount of glue as in the canopy. But everybody has their tip they like to share with people. I've been using Elmer's glue for 40 years and I don't see a reason to change. Great. I don't mind people like that. Don't see a reason to change. But when they won't even listen to your points of view, and I get negative sometimes when I'm just trying to spread something. I'm trying to share something that I've experimented with for a long time. As a matter of fact, when I worked in the wood shop, I started out my working career as a construction worker, carpenter's helper. We did renovations, we did new house construction, framing. I worked for a general contractor, so that means that sometimes I was helping electricians or roofers or all kinds of any number of jobs on a work site that the general needed to send a carpenter-like person around. So I advanced over the years to the point where I started working in the shop, building hardwood stairs and softwood stairs. And in that shop was the first time I'd ever been put in front of well-bond glue, and we had like a 50-gallon barrel. We would get 50-gallon barrels of glue, and you know, on the shop bench, you'd have your glue bottle. You go and fill it up with weld bond, and it worked for stairs like amazing. And in fact, we used contact cement for most of our circular stairs, but when there was a situation where it came down to worrying about if the contact cement was going to last a long time, we used weld bond. And the only reason we would use it sometimes is because, you know, the contact cement was cheaper and it worked for the cheap stairs. But if this was an expensive set of stairs, man, we'd get the paintbrush out and we'd paint weld bond on that thing. Weld bond's great. So there we put that trim on. We're getting close to getting the finished. I have to put in the view block in the model still. I'm gonna run and grab a glass of water because that's what I think I need right now. So yeah, I was on the Ken Patterson podcast this weekend, which was a lot of fun. Thank you, Ken, if you're watching. Doubt it. It's really, it was fun. You should probably watch it. It's going to be out tonight on Ken Patterson's personal YouTube channel, which is something I'm pretty happy that he's doing. You know, you never want to be stuck in the you never want to be stuck under the logo of another company. And his main big show is sponsored by a magazine that, you know, sometimes those things don't always work out forever. So it's good that he's working on his personal YouTube channel to grow that. So if you're into like model railroading type of entertainment, you want to learn about new news that is coming out, and it's all news, not just product placement news. And I'm not saying that Ken doesn't have product placements. He totally does have product placements. But the thing is that, oh, that reminds me, I should talk to him about that. I can't say that on camera here because might get him in trouble. But Ken talks about things that he's not getting paid about. You know, like preservation, people who are doing preservation and things like that. Other modelers who are doing great videos. Ken's that kind of guy. Now, it looks like, so if we look at this piece, I don't know if you can see it, but it's cupped out, and I don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to shave off the top. We're going to take a little bit off the top. It'd be like a barber. Like that would work for the model to be completed without anybody noticing it, but I noticed it, and I'm just the kind of guy to fix these kinds of things if I see them. So it's a little bit, just a smidgen. Make sure this is right seated down in the bottom. There we go, that feels better already. Yep. Perfecto. Okay. So off camera this morning, we painted up this deck. It's for the stairs, and I've been saying that I want to modify the stairs, and I don't know. Seems like it's I think I'm just gonna do it the way the kit has done it, because I want to get this kit done today, and I don't think I have all the materials I want to actually get that covering done. So I wasn't going to put the door on the top of the stairs. I was going to put it on the bottom because it was going to be covered stairwell, because I live in Canada and that's how we do things around here. We don't snow on the stairs, weight, stuff like that. You know what I mean, don't you? Now with these card style, sorry about that. These card style laser cut sheets, it's important to cut them out. You don't want to have them twist off and fray on you, because they start to look janky. So yeah, I pre-painted this morning during my first coffee, though, and just gonna cut all these pieces out. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat. I like to go back periodically to see what's going on over there. I wonder why there's that extra piece thrown onto the bottom of these stairs. I think they get cut off. I think I've got a jig somewhere for this. Let me go check real quick. And the chat. Hello to the new person who's joined the stream. Say hi in the chat. Don't be shy. Yeah, I've got a stair jig around here somewhere to hold the runners or the in place while I set in the stairs. I think I got it from Rusty Stumps a few years ago. Probably 10 years ago. One of the things that I'm looking forward to most when moving is to take all this stuff out of the toolbox and clean it all up. I know there's stuff in this toolbox, but it's like I gotta go through every drawer to find it. Everything's been all messed up or mixed up. Used to have a spot, but it doesn't anymore. And this drawer smells like turpentine, so it looks like you've spilt. Thanks for your contribution. Might be in a box already. Oh, it's actually probably in one of those. Forget it. Forget it. I don't care. We'll figure this out. We will figure this out. So, yeah, it's not gonna. So this is our width. We're gonna have to make a little jig for this. Look at that. I bet you this is gonna work. Pretty close. Think about these steps. It's often the best to use crazy glue for this because it's so quick to dry, but characteristically for the position I'm in these days, the crazy glue's at my new house. I lose the step already. I think I lost the step. Oh, there, it's right in front of me. So this isn't gonna work. Now it's very easy to figure out which is the bottom and which is the top of a runner like this. So what we've got is a bottom step that has a full run and rise here, right? And you can see it's kind of thin. And on this side, we've got the rise and the run, and it goes down flat, so that this is the top. As you can kind of see that the shape is slightly different. You got the angle coming down on the bottom here so it can sit on the ground. I don't know if you can see that or not. C'est la vie. Now I intend to put a stair step at the top and the bottom of the run, and that should secure us over our jig here. The jig's not really meant to sin it like it's not like the jig that I was looking for. And when we're talking about this white glue and you want it to be tacky and stuff like that, you don't want it to be bubbled up. You want it to be smeared onto the paper itself. And that'll get its tack on quick. I gotta stop talking during these events because sticking my foot in my mouth in some ways. I got a pee. That was a good one. I like that. That was kind of a fail there. I got a question for you, Peter. Do all Australians sound like Jeff Jeffries? Because I just have like these thoughts in my head about going to the pub in Melbourne or something like that and just hearing a whole bunch of guys just, oh yeah, you know, kind of like the Aussie man thing. Yeah, I need crazy glue for this. Second step. Second step. See, the thing about weld bond is I can sit here and hold this for about a minute and it should stick. How's that? See it stick? I put a step on the top and a step on the bottom just to hold them together. Put a step in the middle so that it's all straight. This is the best content, isn't it? Watching glue dry. Okay. So got the glue on the bottom there. Gotta put the glue under top. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Plan number 3. This is an important kind of study in model making. If at first you don't succeed, try a different way. Should have tweezers around here some. Oh. Look at you. Huh. That worked out nice. Okay. Let's go back and talk on the chat for a couple of seconds. Let this dry up a bit. Even the little glues that I put on there, I want them to tack up a bit more. I've got a weird problem. I start to do these things and I hold my breath, and it's not really a good thing to do because I start to rush because I'm like, oh, I need to breathe. Okay. I'm going to take this. Just taking the bubbles off the top. Sorry, a little handsy on this, but I really don't have no other choice. Okay, let's just let this dry for a couple of seconds. See what's happening over here with my friends. Oh, I almost thought my mic was off. I guess most Aussies are a cross between Jeff Druzzy and Aussie man. Well, it's not like you're gonna be like oh crikey, what's his name? What's his name? Put another shrimp on a barbie guy. Sorry. So I guess so. Most Aussies are a cross between Jeff Jeffries and Aussie, man. I actually have a pretty weird accent going, though. Bastardized English Aussie, but inclusive of all Aussie slang. Although right now I sound like I've swallowed a chainsaw. uh, it's going into winter now, isn't it? I'm the same way for those trips, my friend. I'm the same way. Okay, in October. Crocodile Dundee, you got that right, yeah. Not Steve Irwin. I love Steve Irwin. Crocodile Dundee was a bit of a clown, though, wasn't he? Rapidly going into winter. Now, excuse my ignorance, but it does. You guys get snow down there in your neck of the woods? I think you live in the south of the country. I imagine there would be snow, wouldn't there? Yeah, you're lucky you don't get too much. Like, holy smokes, did we ever get snow this year? I actually, when you look at a map of North America, you see all those Great Lakes and the little finger that comes through in the middle. And I live right in the middle of that little finger. So in the summertime, it's really great because in every directions, north, south, east, and west, you can get to a beach of some fantastic freshwater lakes. And that also means, though, in the wintertime, those lakes cause a snow, lake effect snow. And I live right in what's called the snow belt. And we got dumped on a number of times this year, and I'm talking dumped on. It was a little much. Month of snow. Month of snow. I wish. We start getting snow, like even with this whole global warming thing. My mom wants snow for Christmas, and we usually get snow probably about halfway through December starting. It starts light, and then January, get to about the 15th of January, you start getting into the deep cold, and that's probably like the minus 15 to minus 25 degree weather. And for you American friends, I have no idea what your temperature is, but this is just a couple colonialists who are talking temperatures, so I don't know what to say to you. Funny thing, 0 degrees, it's going to be ice. It's really it's a smart way of doing things, I think. And then February is just a crapshoot. It's just total snow, total all the time. And then March, it's like you're wishing it's going to be done, but it's not too bad, but it's pretty nasty. April is when it starts really becoming spring. So we get it's just too long, man. We get like 4 to 5 months of snow. It's awful. It's not awful. It makes us who we are. Climate change. Yeah, you're right. Climate change. like we could basically just call it ocean change, the acidification of oceans. Okay, I'm gonna run to the kitchen with an empty coffee cup and hope that there's a coffee ready. I hope you guys don't mind taking a little intermission here. If you are watching after the fact, or if you're that third person watching right now, or there's only one person talking, so there's two other people in there. If you like this kind of show, man, it's you know, I do this kind of thing in spite of being you know, it takes a lot of backbone to do this kind of stuff, because, you know, you're looked down on by professionals in the industry who really, I don't really think they're all that good. But the thing is that you're the bottom dog. And for people like me, the only way to grow, the only way to succeed is for me to get help and support by you, the viewer. And if you want to be a part of that, over here you can see a list of all the people who have subscribed or donated or all kinds of stuff. And down at the very bottom you see a little chart that says we've got a little floor fund for the new studio. I've got a studio that's in my new house, and you know, I really want to make it into a professional studio that really, you know, takes all the upgrades that I did on this pretty crappy shop out here and put them into a well-lit studio and stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of that, there's many ways to contribute. You can subscribe, you can like the video, but if you want to do more, you could share the video on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the heck you use. And if you want to help with the floor fund, streamlabs.com/justanother-scale-modeler, or I also got it set up on the modelersguild.com/donate. And if you're like a monthly kind of guy, patreon.com/Ron Perry. I'll be right back. I'm checking for coffee, man. I need some good wholesome fuel. Fantastic. Love it when a partner is a team member, team player. I got a dislike from my third viewer. Yeah, it must have been an NMRA guy. You can't volunteer time without somebody being offended. Ah, c'est la vie. You know what he doesn't understand is that, I've said it before, I'll say it again. A metric, like when you've got an action metric in code, it's not like they're color coded for the person's feelings. You know, so a down vote and an up vote are the same thing to the YouTube system, especially if there's more up votes than down votes. Anyways, whatever. I guess I shouldn't talk. Oh well, let's get back to the modeling. Probably not even an NMRA guy. It's probably one of those model railroad hobbyist guys. Because they're growing the hobby. Now that this is dry, I probably don't need this no more. Make a little stair jig so that our stringers. It's been a few years since I've been in the shop. Can you tell? So not all these steps are gluing in properly. It's common. Because this is so... it's not working proper. Maybe we'll just do one side than the other. Here, this will work. I got an idea. I'm gonna lock this stringer to this board. I wish I had two. I probably got two. Let's find two. Let's find two. Where would we find the second? Another pair of tweezers. Yes, we do have two. Sit on my mic. Maybe if I go like this at the top. All I'm doing here is I want to get the steps on even. So I gotta kind of brace it up against the board to doing steps is really difficult, and often what you'll get is a manufacturer will give you a stair jig in the kit. Okay, our jig board's sitting a little proud, so we're going to lift up our stringer. I'm just going to plow these in now. So like I said, this week we're going to be breaking into a new kit that I'm really excited about. I know many talented modelers out there today, and the thing is that it's not very often that we get the opportunity to design a kit or show what we can do if we had the opportunity to design a kit. It's not like we're all loaded and we're able to buy lasers and all that stuff. So a friend of mine, Jason Jensen, was able to work out a deal with a kit company. They came out with a kit that really checks all the boxes for me, let's just say. You know what those NMRA guys don't understand when they dislike my videos is that, you know, there's people who are just getting into the hobby and their passion is to build models, and you know, some of them have connected with me. And when, you know, you show that you're just, if you show your point of view is just to bring down the hobby because people are leaving your organization, then you got to ask yourself, are you a benefit to the hobby? And if you're not, it's not me who should quit. Probably you. But they'll never get that. Yeah, so building these stairs, it's not the simplest of tasks. The stringers can easily get skewed, which pitches all of your stairs on a weird angle. And when they get glued in that position, it's kind of difficult to get them out. And if I was using crazy glue, we'd be done. There wouldn't be any changing it really unless we glued braces in there to force it into position, which is a possibility. If I had used crazy glue and we were in that position, I'd be showing you how to brace this thing. But with weld bond, we can literally just heat up the glue and it'll loosen up for us to reset the angle so it could dry up again. So that is a possibility here. And that doesn't mean that I wouldn't also brace it to force it into position. I'd totally be doing that. And I might yet. Now I always wait to put the bottom step and the top step on because if those two steps are skewed, it's very, very noticeable. So I'm just going to put these two steps to the side. I'm going to put this cap on the glue. I'm going to grab my coffee and go check out what's being said on chat. See how many dislikes we've gained. You know, I challenged those guys to do 5,000 likes and they only got up to about 300. Hey Shadow, how are you doing? See you later, Peter. Thanks for watching. He's probably gone already. Shadow, coffee in hand. I'm doing great. I did the Ken Patterson show this weekend. We're just going to let these stairs dry for a second while I chat with you. I did the Ken Patterson show this weekend. That was a lot of fun. It's going to be out tonight on Ken Patterson's personal channel. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing the show. It's kind of a difficult show, though, to do because, you know, I have no problem being on camera and stuff like that, but politely jumping in to take your turn in a multi-host show is very difficult. And there was Daniel Coombs, Mike Buddy, Ken, and me, I think. So, and those guys, and Dirk. Dirk's on camera, but he's got a bigger part of the show this week. And, you know, you got to jump in when somebody's finished their point because you want to be able to make it so Ken could edit the show properly. And if you're jumping on somebody before their point is done, then you screwed up the edit, right? So you gotta wait till the person's done and then say your bit. And if everybody starts talking at once when that moment happens, because everybody's got something to say, number one, and that's not because everybody's got a big ego or anything like that. Everybody's kind of just trying to make the show flow. And you know, they've only done 30 shows, 30 weeks, so it's not easy. 35 shows. It's not easy at all. And they're doing really good, so it was a lot of fun to be on the show. Hope everybody else watching would feel interested in chatting. Say hi. Nope, I'm not gonna bite. I'm building the Carolina Craftsman kits. Oh, I gotta change the dang thing. What did I call it before? Wrong title. Chat bench. Everybody thinks we're just sitting here chatting. We're building models, man. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing, the products I'm using, all that jazz, I don't bite. Might look like I bite. I don't bite, I fight back. I don't bite, I fight back. Copy. Paste. Day 7. The new kit I'm sharing this week. Great question. Thank you very much, my friend. The new kit is from a company from, get this, buddy, Alabama. They're from your neck of the woods. If you're one of the other 4 viewers, you know, like when you contribute in the chat and stuff like that, I really like to pay attention to the things that you're saying. And I like to remember where you're from, things about you. We get a connection with each other. That's the cool thing about it. So this is a company called Showcase Miniatures. And they're working with a guy that I have known for about a year now on YouTube, and his name is Jason Jensen. And he designed the kit, and Showcase Miniatures produced the kit. So it is really cool because the instructions they're standout. They're really unique. And they're laser printed, which means that they're really fine. Like, they really spent a lot of time, and they care about the quality of the instructions. So it's unique. While, you know, I'm working on a kit right now that has inkjet printed stuff, we can all make those things work, and they work on a regular basis. All the models you've seen, all the wood models you see on a regular basis are inkjet printed, and it's not a huge problem because it's small, right? But you look at that and it looks pretty good, but if you get up close, you can see the edges are kind of soft, right? And then you look at this one, and I get right in there, and the camera focuses in. You can see all the edges are super crisp. So it really makes a big difference. And I think that, you know, the Showcase Miniatures, they keep on putting kits out like this. They'll affect the industry. And I hope they do. This is, you know, it's exciting. It's got metal detail parts in it. It's got, just lots of doodads. I'm really happy. I'm really happy I got in contact with these people and that they were kind enough to send me a kit. You know, in full disclosure, I get these kits often. It's very rare that I ever pay a kit, and I'm not bragging about that. I just doing a full disclosure because you're supposed to disclose these things to the audience when you're doing it. So these kit companies send me kits, and while in the video description it says kit review or review build, there is no way to really review a build unless you build it. And that takes skill, you know, and that's on my part. That has nothing to do with the manufacturer whatsoever. So saying it's a review is, it's not really the truth. I'm lying to you. It's not a review at all. It's me building the kit. And the benefit of that to the company is, and to you, the viewer, is that I'm not going to blow hot air up your butt. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing to build it, so that if you get the kit, then you can turn around and, you know, build it with an idea of that. You can build it with a supplement to the instructions. Okay, and that's the thing I provide, you know. Doing these live streams, you know, if you're building this kit, you're gonna watch this video differently than if you're just watching it here live with me today, you know. So hey BN, you're the second guy from Australia today. Here, let's do this. No, didn't work. No, it didn't work. I was trying to make the screen upside down. This is gonna be a stupid joke. Didn't work. Since I said the joke, maybe you can laugh. Just put an LOL in the chat. Make my shallow, hurting ego smile for a second. Yeah, my friend Peter Howarth of there you go, buddy. There you go. Was on. He's the proprietor of Chinese model trains, and he's one of my customers, and so you're the second one. Thank you for coming by. Our stairs are probably set up, and let's go back to the desk. Oh, one more thing before we move. We had last year. I was doing a lot of Twitch streaming, and I would like to do Twitch, but like I gotta get my numbers up on YouTube, so we stopped using Twitch. But the cool thing about Twitch was that it had all these APIs that programmers could use to add different things. And is this a screen? Yeah. So as you can see, we got the point system back, and it is working in the YouTube system, so that I can see how long. You see Shadow Wolf, so he's been on. He's watched 2 hours worth of video since he's been watching. We've got 2 Just Another Scale modelers. How does that happen? That's a different account. Did somebody actually make an account called Just Another Scale Modeler, just like mine? Is that weird? It's got to be an error somehow. Is that weird? So I can see who comes up in the chat and stuff like that. BN, there you are. There's Peter. So when it comes to doing giveaways and stuff like that in the future, you best believe that if you're on that list, you're going to be a part of the giveaway. So I know I've been talking about that for a long time. I'm going to start doing it. Promise. So a few of these steps have, the glue didn't really set, so we can get ourselves a toothpick. Drop some glue down on the desk. It's not, it'll pick right off, don't worry about it. I'm gonna come in. There's a bunch of steps that are just totally not even hanging on. You use the stick underneath to push it into place. I hope you can't hear all that noise on my mic. I had to get a wired mic because I did have a wireless Bluetooth mic, but the computer starts having routing issues where the sound gets controlled by the Bluetooth, but I don't want all the sound to be coming from Bluetooth. So it gets all mucked up somewhere. So BN and Shadow. I participated on the Ken Patterson podcast last night. That'll be out tonight, I've been told. It's a lot of fun. I really like Ken. He's a class act. You expect to find people who are really standoffish when they're as talented as Ken Patterson, but Ken really is a top-notch guy. And I think that's kind of rare in the hobby because we're all different character types in this hobby, and it's not like we always jive. And however, me and Ken have jived really nicely It's been a lot of fun. It's actually been the highlight of my career in this hobby, getting to know Ken Patterson. We have similarities. Like Ken has his trolls too. His dislikes on his videos too, no worries. You just know you made it when somebody takes time out of their day to come and dislike your video. Yeah, well, these aren't the straightest stairs. Never look on the underside of a modeler's desk. Pro tip. You're just going to find, it's not going to be boogers and glue. It's going to be, or it's not going to be boogers and gum. It's going to be glue. Now this top, I'm just going to say top, and then it's going to end up being on the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit extra glue so that it's really strong. And same with at the top. I might actually take actually, you know what? It won't matter. Like I'm worried about, there's a little curve to it. If you look on the stringer on this side, there's a little curve halfway through the set of stairs. So I might brace it up somehow. Now, usually when putting stairs together, I would glue them to the pad before I put this top stair on, but because we're doing it live, I just want to get it done and glued. There you go, my friends, a set of stairs. Next step. The heck? Well, that was my stomach growling. I gotta look at the instructions. Get our white paint. Oh wow. BN, you bought a N-Scale Showcase Miniatures Lee King Muffler Shop. Now, this company, Showcase Miniatures, they bought the company 4 years ago, I was told. by a friend on the West Coast, and it was N scale and Z scale company. So yeah, let me know. Perry.ron@gmail.com. Send me a picture of your of you know, some things like after you're done building it, or maybe the kit. I'd love to see it. You're a brave man being in the N scale. Brave guy. I don't say that because I would never do it. I'm saying it because I've built probably a couple of N scale kits, and holy smokes. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start with the door. I'm going to put the door on. And then there's this landing that goes on the side of the structure. I'll put that on next, but let's do this the way we like to do. Some nice thick glue up here. I could use my little applicator here, but I'm a little bit more experienced with a toothpick doing it this way. The trick is not to create bubbles when you're making it. So I'm sorry for not doing a live stream last night. It was Mother's Day, and I ended up running down that rabbit hole. Trying to get me to watch Stranger Things, and I'm not like a scary movie kind of guy. Wish I could show you this, because this is a big window to do. Oh, we're starting over. Starting over. On N scale though, this whole glue technique works fantastic. Fantastic. Here, I'm going to use this stuff. I'm going to get rid of this. Under the table you go. Put this glue. Okay. From the back. Trick, I think, is to get more than I need on the outside and then pull it to the middle. I'm trying to show you, and that's what's kind of screwing me up. Okay, it's not working. Fail number 2. Guess you guys are going to find out what the backup plan is now. You can do holes that big with glue, but I'm not required to do it. Now, yes I am. I'm gonna put glue on the whole window, and this is gonna do the same effect as if I had made a glue window. It's gonna look like a float glass kind of window pane. And when you put it on a piece of plastic like this, you got an opportunity to use less glue than you would if you had spread it out like I was going to do before. So this isn't a compromise, it's actually an advancement of the technique. There we go, Bob's your uncle. It's wasted a bunch of glue. Actually didn't waste it. Done. Craft class with Ron Perry. It's another reason why I use weld bond glue for almost everything. Had a little debate on the Modelers Guild yesterday about glues, and you know, one thing that you can't do with a lot of glues is metal. How can you glue metal to wood? With weld bond, it'll work. You actually apply the glue to the metal, so its full adherence is on the metal itself, and then push it onto the glue, let it dry. And once again, Bob's your uncle. So weld bond glue really do a lot of stuff. If you take my advice and buy it from Amazon, it is really some good stuff to use. So I gotta look at these railings here. Because I'm gonna cut this landing down. It's much bigger than I want it to be. Okay, so next. 10 seconds. Hold it for 10 seconds and we'll tack on perfectly. Now, if you're building this kit, you're thinking to yourself, follow everything in these directions. If you look at these boards, the planks run this way, so they'd be nailed this way. And then on the picture, the planks run that way on the bottom. Sorry, the inner carpenter's coming out. I'm just pressing this into the glue that squeezed out. There's always glue that squeezes out. Weld bond dries perfectly clear though, so you don't really see that after the fact. Doesn't mean you don't try to clean up the excess, but it's not going to be a big yellow scar or something like that if you don't. It's just be like a little added texture. Okay, so we'll leave these pieces to dry for a couple of seconds. I'm also going to put a dab of glue on each of these railing ends here, so it's got a little bit of a sticky tab. I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes and it's going to get real tacky is what it's going to do. And what I'm hoping is that when I attach it to the staircase in a couple of minutes, it's going to stick right up. Lickety split. Let's go back and see what's happening in chat. Been streaming for a while this morning. 2 hours. Holy smokes, man. Yeah, Shadow, you know what? You just really gotta put the hammer down and get her done when it comes to building a kit, you know, because that is a very important point that you bring up. And you know, you build a kit, you've got all these parts, and the second you open the boxes, you've got the potential of losing parts, which if you could lose parts, it affects the kit build. So when you do a kit build, it is important to go through it, the whole thing. You get all those parts on, and you know, effectively get yourself. You know, it takes discipline. You know what I mean? So getting the kit done is not just a matter of an accomplishment that makes you feel good as all those lessons that you've learned, But it's the fact that, you know, through that discipline, you become, how do I say this without sounding like a complete bullshitter? You gotta do it, because the worst thing that could happen is that you miss some parts, you lose some parts, and I've got kits all over the place here that are unfinished, and they've got their little trays, and nobody's allowed to touch those trays because I don't want any parts to be lost for anything, you know. So do as I say, not as I do, I guess. You know what, Shadow? Maybe you should get a little room in the back of the bar where you can work on your trains. Just saying. You know. Like, pfft. Come on now. If there was a bar that was actually a train club, come on. Why isn't that a thing anyways? You know? Why isn't that a thing? I don't know. I don't know. We live in a weird world. The stairs covered anyways. You know what? I want to get this kit out, and I've been looking around the shop and I can't find the scrap wood that I would need to do those stairs in an enclosed fashion. So I kind of decided this morning, you know me, I'm a flaker. Flaky. Can't even trust him. He's stuff. Of course it works, Shadow. I think I can pop this out so I don't need to. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's catch up on this chat thing here. Yeah, BN, I find it hard to concentrate on one project. It's like I've got all kinds of little trays, like I just said. Yeah, that would be good, BN. Let me subscribe to your channel. I am subscribed. Let me click that bell. There you go. I am subscribed, so I clicked the bell. I should get the notification when you do an unboxing. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's, you know what? And the thing is once you really own a keyword for something, it's yours. And, you know, somebody searches for something that's in your owned keyword list, you know, you get put at the top of the list. So it's not about doing a kit build. It's by covering these keywords in a way that, you know, people say N scale building, you know, in their title description, and they're really wasting their time, because, you know, they should have a kit name, a manufacturer's name, the designer's name, the scale, what it's made out of. All these things are keywords that you can use to help your videos get more traction. Well, it's good to see that they're shipping worldwide to hobby shops as well as, you know, to you. It's it's funny how it takes twice as long. You know, I sent a shirt to somebody, to Ron Bright's, I think it was, in Australia, and I think it took a month and a half to make it there. Uh, Flex 5K crazy glue? Huh? Yeah, that'd be interesting to check out. Okay, I'm all caught up on the chat. So 2 hours of streaming. Holy smokers. What do we got left here? Those are setting up. If I put the model on its side, we can glue that to the structure right now. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get in there and get this project on the... I want to finish it up today. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to get it all on stream. These little tools from Woodland Scenics, they come with the Super Trees pack. These are working great. Like, look at that. That's great. I love it when a plan comes together. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, how's the AT music goes? Dun, dun. Whatever. Mr. T goes, yeah. I pity the fool who doesn't you wellborn. I'm a nut bar, I know it, and I don't care. So you can see our float glass is see-through. You can see my finger through it. Can you see I can see my finger through it. So it's just enough to be able to see through the window, and it kind of mars up all the stuff behind it. I'm going to put a view block in it, but even if you had a detailed interior to your kit, doing this float glass effect is kind of good, because you don't want to have a perfect view into the kit. You want to have an obscured view so that a person kind of says to themselves, hey, wait, is there an interior in that structure? And they get in there and they look real close. And you know what? When you strike somebody's interest like that, you make them think, then you just won. I wasn't going to do... See, I make decisions on the fly, so I wasn't going to do this, but I am now. Glue her open. There you go. Glued open. Done task. Yeah, I was going to do a covered stairway, because I live in northern country where it snows for a couple of months out of the year. But like I said, I want to get this kit done. This is couple other projects I want to do. And I'm also probably going to go down to Ken Patterson's in a couple of weeks, and I want to have something that I can share. Yeah, I've never really used these clamps before. But wow, they're really handy. A clip. This one's weighing down the piece. This one's weighing down the clamp. Next we will put on our railings. And our steps. However, the steps, they stick out so far from the building. It's kind of a the pitch is too far too, man. I'm definitely gonna have to do something to make these stairs look right to me. Like, as someone who's built more than a few sets of stairs, that would bug me. You know what I mean? Vern? You know what I mean, Vern? Now, of course, I'm just slathering glue on the inside here to reinforce these connections. And the weld bond's going to dry perfectly clear, so this isn't going to be an issue at all. Hold it for about 20 seconds. Let it set up. Okay. Oh, we're getting close. Yeah, these steps are You know what I'm thinking of doing? Okay, we're not going to be done today. I'm going to go crazy on this. So, this is what I'm going to do. And this might change. This might totally change. I come up with these plans. They're delusions of grandeur. I'm just a man. I'm not some kind of perfected hero or anything like that. I'm just a person who's very, very broken inside. Just kidding. So I'm going to cut these stairs off. So hopefully you can see this here. So let's talk about this for a second. So if I cut these stairs off right around here, put a landing, extend the landing out, and then have another set of stairs going down this way. And that means I'll have to cut these in half. But that'll look good, won't it? It'll actually be something that nobody's ever seen on the kit before. It's totally not in the instructions. Yeah. But for me to be able to do that, I'm going to have to let all this stuff dry for a few hours. Going to have to let the glue cure. Push these down straight. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So probably tonight I'll stream. If not, this will be done tomorrow. And what we will do is I am actually looking for a video editor. Somebody who wants to help me make refined, finished videos of my live streams. So if you're watching after the fact or something like that and you're kind of interested in making videos or stuff like that, being a part of something, hit me up, perry.ron@gmail.com. I want to thank everybody who's watched. I think we've had Peter Howarth, aka ChineseModelTrains.com. We've had Shadow Wolf, my fearless moderator. We've had BN Railnut. And I think we had somebody else. Nope, nobody else. Let's get caught up on this chat before we leave. CA, so key is CA. Yeah, CA glues. Now that's something that I'd like to experiment with more because there's a lot of different consistencies and challenges with CA, but CA is a beautiful product that, you know, sometimes I just go all out and build entire models out of CA. And I've never had it fail on me. I know there's people out there who say, I didn't do that. I read books on CA and I know everything about it. You know, until you've actually built models and had them work or fail. Whatever. You know what, BN, that's a good question. Shadow Wolf, you have a layout, but why no videos? You know, not everybody likes to get on camera and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, commentating or narrating your videos, it's hard to feel like you sound entertaining. And then add to the fact that we've got the peanut gallery of negative opinions in that is called society today. And you'll find a lot of people don't want to make videos. However, if I can help in any way to help you to make your own videos, or maybe if you don't want to do your own channel, maybe you want to show your videos. Maybe I can start up a peer.in multi-chat video thing, and we can watch you work for a while and ask you questions. Shadow, I'm there for you if you want to do something. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Shadow. You know, so my advice to you for setting up that tripod, putting the camera down, and just recording the video. There is nothing in the world that says that that video has to make it anywhere else. So if you record that video, you've got the opportunity to do something. Number two, you don't have to talk in a video. You could put text at the bottom of the video. There's lots of people who do that stuff, and that's fine. You know, when it comes down to it, you know, recording yourself is like I'm a socially shy individual. You'll never see me with a camera. Like, I say that now. I want to be the kind of guy who walks through a show with a camera facing at him, but I'm so nervous that I can't do that. It's hard. So I know what it is. You know, I know what it's like, and it just takes practice. And when it comes to being one person in a room all by yourself with a camera, that is a very comfortable atmosphere, you know, and actually you could learn to appreciate it a lot more than you might think. So think about it, buddy. It's not that hard of a thing to do in the end. Thanks, BN. Yeah, I have, this is like the third stair plan. So we'll see how it goes. So I want to thank everybody for watching. It's been great. We actually went well farther than I usually do. And that feels good, because I want to get to the point where I start streaming in the morning and maybe do like a 4-hour run or something, to really have a proper clinic in the mix and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the dreams. Anyways, if you guys like these videos, if you're watching after the fact, if you're a fan of these types of videos, maybe they've helped you. Consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Ron Perry. The links are down in the description. Or if you want to help with the shop floor, that's a growing concern in my life. So if you want to help with the shop floor, modelersguild.com/donate will always get you to that thing. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later. 2 thumbs up for being cool. Maybe give me a thumbs up on this video. Talk to you later, my friends. Fist pump.